All right.
Oh, live.
Well, I need
It
to
says
get a
live
glass
here.
of water. Let me just get a glass of water. 1 minute.
Oh, God. Are we live? Can please comment? Can you see and hear us?
I think we're good.
We've lost Hoagie momentarily.
I'm here.
We're here. Yeah.
What
Can you
was he
guys hear
watching?
us?
We're so engrossed in.
I'm just getting some ice water, literally to just cool myself down. And I think the computer's starting now. I think it is.
Okay.
It says ready to go live. I don't know why. Are we live?
It's live. We're live. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It says live.
We're just gonna go for it. All right, folks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hogarth Global Astrology. Now, tonight's show. Apologies for the slight delay. It's a bit crazy tonight. I was watching Eurovision earlier, and it's been an absolute cliffhanger. I think Finland had won, but I had to stop. But the trouble is, when I get very, oh, now it says live. When I get very excited, it tends to mess up the recording equipment, everything has just went a little bit doolally. So the time now is 12 minutes past midnight where I am in the UK. So of course we'll go for an hour. Here we have, of course, Dr. Lena Rodriguez, who is now up on my upper left, right, live from Argentina. And of course we have the fabulous Lady G beneath us here with a kind of Shirley Temple-esque number. Yeah,
it's more 80s. Yeah.
I'm drinking water to literally cool myself
we have
down.
An update here. Hogarth. Sweden won Eurovision.
Oh, they did. Sweden did win. Okay, they were leading the whole thing. Did you just see the result? Yeah. Ah, there we are. She did amazingly well. So well done. Oh yeah. She had a brilliant showing. Anyway, let's begin with the show. So bear in mind, folks, what's happening now is all my computer equipment has just completely slowed down. So even the comments and stuff I can't really see. So let's just let it catch up. Ladies, I'll just need your help on the comments. If we have some technical issues, we apologize in advance, but I'm just apologizing for my energy and all that kind of stuff. It was too exciting. Anyway, so let's begin. Let's start with the show. Now, as usual, I'll put the questions in advance, don't I? And gosh, there were a lot of questions. I think it was over 50 in the end. And I've not quite had time to organize them as I normally would. So this is going to be a combination of main questions and one card pulls. Yeah. Now, just to set the stage, everyone, of course, is talking about the CNN town
debacle.
Yeah. So let's save that for the end. Yeah. Save the
words fail me already.
Yeah, save the worst for last, as they say. I mean, wow. I mean, there's lots to discuss there, lots to unpack. So I'm going to go straight in, actually, to the questions. Here they are, folks, and I've circled certain bits. I'm going to dive in straight with the questions. So let's see here. So a few of them, of course, are asking about CNN, but what I'll do is, okay, let's start. Let's go international. And someone here, so Denia Bennett has asked, what's happening with that super volcano in New Zealand? Does anyone know about this? Have you heard about it? What about you, Lena? I was hoping that you might know a thing.
Oh,
no?
Lena's frozen.
Is she frozen?
Yeah.
Back again.
Oh, Lena, do you know anything about the super volcano, or should we move on from that one?
I think we should move on because, yeah, we need to just keep going, I think.
Well, yeah, no problem. All right, here we are. Let's get this one in for Loletta Fetty, yeah? And what she's asking is, will the national debt be paid? I think that's a very pertinent question, isn't it?
Yes, let's have a
And
look.
I'm sure, I think she's referring to the debt ceiling, of course.
Yeah. Lady G, comments are coming in about your hair.
Oh,
Carol King vibes is one comment.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the debt ceiling.
Yeah, debt ceiling.
What's the betting one of us gets the hangman?
We'll have to see. Where's my cards? Here they are. So the debt ceiling, will it be paid essentially?
Oh, wow. Whoosh. Will I go, Hoagie?
Go for it.
Okay, I think I'm not surprised with any of these cards. It kicks off with the Eight of Swords and no mystery there. This is hands being tied by these outrageous, radical creatures in the form of the GOP MAGA files. The conflict's going on, and it isn't getting any closer to being sorted, right? That's that Five of Wands. But then, here comes the World card. I think some grown-ups come in from somewhere. I don't know exactly the timing of this, but we're not there yet. I think we're still in that Five of Wands energy. This will come. It could have a legal resolution. It could be an emergency legal thing. I hadn't thought of that, or I don't know if that happens. But it's like it's so stalled. It's so tied up. And then the money will be released with the King of Pentacles. But this doesn't feel timely to me. I think we have to go to the wall and then have the massive reset. You know.
Oh, interesting cards. Lady G, what do you have?
I don't know. Mine's not looking particularly good. And I'm hoping that mine is totally 180% wrong, because what we have above it is, here it is, juggling it, trying to maintain balance. And the foundation is about going forward. But we have, for the long term outlook with it, going into it, we have independence. When it comes to the long-term plan. And we have, beneath that, we have, unfortunately, the swords in the back trying to fulfill their toxicity. Okay? So unless Biden's got something up his sleeve that he can do to pull this out at the last second, it's not looking really good.
Yeah, very tricky. I did, before I read, I shared a post on I think it was on my community channel, I can't remember, or a video, I can't remember which, but I said Biden will have some tricks up his sleeve. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and this seems to be, now there seems to be a little bit of a legal clause, because Lena, you were picking up on something legal, where they would essentially be able to pass an emergency debt ceiling lift, but they will need, I think it's 3 Republicans. They may need 3 Republicans. So let's see what happens. The cards that I've got, though,
I think,
powerful. 5 cards, 3 major arcana. So we know it means it's a big deal. Yeah. So the card that I get is the Magician in terms of the outcome. Now, isn't this interesting? Because I think this is true for both the GOP and the Biden administration. Yeah. Because, of course, the Magician card is about using every tool in the box, everything at your disposal, every trick in the book to try and get your way. It is a card of manifesting and using your own power. But we also understand, look, we know Biden wants to raise the debt ceiling, but then, of course, the GOP are holding everyone to ransom, and wanting to basically get all of these cuts, etc., and stuff like that. So in a way, this for me, the fact that we're talking about the debt ceiling and this card has come, it shows me really what a big deal this is. It's really a big deal. There's a huge power plays here. But when we look here to see the obstacle position, it's a little bit ominous because we've got the Fool card here.
Yeah, like they'll stop at nothing.
Yeah, this is the thing. They are reckless. Yeah, there is this reckless element here of literally, if we take the Fool here, about to go over the cliff. Yeah, it shows the GOP are prepared to take America and the whole world over the cliff. Yeah. When we look the middle card, look, 5 of Cups. Yeah, which we know can deal with losses, upset, you know, sadness. I also think this is the situation as well. How has it got to this stage?
Yeah.
How has it got to this stage where literally the GOP are prepared to bankrupt their own country and essentially plunge the world economy into disarray? Look, we know that we know that things aren't perfect. Yes, is there too much spending and all this stuff? But it was raised up to astronomical numbers under the Trump administration. It added a third on the top or something like that.
It's always the way.
The hypocrisy. And anyway, so we can see here, there's that. 9 of Swords. Yeah, isn't it obvious? Yeah, very difficult, very, very difficult. This is causing nightmares, literally causing nightmares. Because of course, if they default, I mean, that's everyone's money down the toilet. I don't care what anyone says. It's like, you know, it's just it barely worth bear thinking about. Anyway, Lovers. Yeah, what's the Lovers card about? It's not just business, it's not just partnerships and stuff. It's about fateful choices, impactful choices. And isn't that very kind of pertinent given the situation that we have now? I can't read the comments. I'm only seeing names, but I'm not getting any text. So ladies, if you see anything in the comments, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I pulled 3 more cards, and it's absolutely right. They're ready to take us over the cliff. That's my card for the Uber, right? Holding on to power and ready to just hang everything up.
Yeah, crazy. They're just absolutely crazy. Let's just see here. We'll cross that through. Anything to add to that, Lena, before we move on to the next question?
She's frozen again.
Yeah, I mean, she's been having some issues as well, but of course I can't affect her internet from over here. At least I don't think so. I'd be a bit worried if I could.
I don't know.
Oh, you're back, Lena. You're back.
There she is. She's back.
So apologies, everyone. It's just one of these nights. Obviously, I mean, I was a little bit too excited, which affected the energy, but also as well, we're coming to the end of Mercury retrograde. Mercury's standing still, and it's famous for freezing things, slowing things. By next week, you know, we'll be fine, but we will carry on. So Lena, I just wanted to ask you before we move on to the next question, do you have anything to add in terms of your opinions in regards to the GOP and the national debt ceiling of America?
Yes, I think that
Frozen again.
Just one of these nights, folks.
Yeah.
Just one of these nights, you know. Can you hear us, Lena?
Lady.
We may have.
I understand, Lena, you've been having issues with your internet, haven't you, in Argentina? So maybe you're just having a choppy moment as well. Yeah, we can hear you. What are your thoughts? If you want to add any thoughts to the debt ceiling?
Yes, I do. That the Dems should be saying 80 times a day, this is what these people are prepared to do to bring the country to its knees. It is their fault, and keep pushing it back in their face constantly.
Yeah.
No detail, just push back.
Yeah, that would make sense. Right. So here, let's see here. This one is actually, now I put these two together. So Cindy Clifford and A Canary have asked a similar question. So, actually, it's slightly different. It's to do with the border, the USA border. So here, A Canary says, apparently, the state of Florida has passed a law where non-documented migrants could face felony charges if caught/apprehended. I have seen multiple videos where businesses are now having almost no workers, construction, hotel staff, field workers, etc. What will be the outcome as this is having an immediate effect on businesses right now? Perfect example of not looking before you leap. So did you all get that, ladies? So what is the effect of this Florida law, which is basically saying migrants could face felony charges if caught or apprehended?
We've lost Lena.
She's struggling with her internet, bless. Well, you know what? The show must go on. Let's see what happens. See if she gets back. But we'll pull, and I'm sure she can join us back in. Oh, gosh, look at that. This card flipped out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in regards to the border, Knight of Swords. I still can't believe in terms of like with my computer, with the chat, literally, I see it scrolling up, names, no text. And Lena's completely frozen, bless her.
She's beyond frozen. She's gone. Her thing dropped.
Has it dropped? Let's see if she can get back in. We'll see if she can get back in. All right. Do you want me to pull then, Lady G? Because are you still getting ready? All right. So the state of Florida is saying migrants could face felony charges if caught or apprehended. What will be the outcome of this? Because it's already affecting a lot of things. So I'll pull 5. What will be the outcome? And we'll see if Lena can get back.
Yeah.
She did let me know beforehand, though, that her internet was a bit sketchy. So.
Okay.
See if she can come back in. Oh, this is interesting. Very interesting. I wasn't quite expecting this. All right. So what do we have here? Oh, now I've got text. All right. What do we have here? We've got the sun. Yeah. So the question was like, what would be the outcome of this? I think what will happen with this law, I think it's quickly become apparent to people that is likely to have a disastrous effect. Yeah. Now, obviously, where people stand in terms of the migrant issue, etc., and stuff like that, of course, is for each person's personal politics. However, from what I understand, of course, I'm not American, I don't live there. This is a big part of the USA's economy. Yeah. Especially when it comes to farm work, from what I understand, construction work, you know, so many of these kind of jobs, in many cases, that people don't want to do. Yeah, we had a similar argument in the UK. They were like, oh, everyone, blah, 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 blah. And now we can't, you know, we've literally got like 1 million unfilled jobs. Yeah. So I think what the sun is saying here is that people are going to start putting 2 and 2 together. And I think it's illuminated the situation. The obstacle position here is the strength card. Now, isn't this interesting? Because obviously strength normally talks about strength. But if we imagine that this card is reversed, sometimes it can refer to almost bestial instincts. But it generally refers to a lack of virtue. But either way I interpret this is, could this mean a lack of strength or a weakening of the local economy in Florida? Because essentially a lot of people have been either banned from working or they're afraid to go to work because they might be arrested. Yeah. Here, the next card I've got is the Seven of Pentacles. And this card, of course, talks about investment, you know, looking at money, finances, etc. In one of my interpretations for this as well is that you reap what you sow. Yeah. So I think Florida here is having to kind of look at its investment here. It's having to look at what it may reap from these policies. Yeah. Now Lena's officially vanished. Hopefully she can get back in. It may look at what they may reap from these policies. It seems to be a short-sighted policy. So this could really affect the prosperity of Florida itself. If we look here, Ace of Cups, there's a tremendous amount of motion around this. But of course, the Ace of Cups is normally seen as a positive card. So maybe there might be a shift in perspective. Yeah. Maybe they keep it for a few months. They realize it's kind of goes pear-shaped and they're like, maybe we made a mistake. Because this card here that fell out of the deck, the Knight of Swords, is a hasty card. It's a rash card. And my outcome card here is the Queen of Wands, which is about getting people, communities and stuff together, hosting, using one's intuition. And of course, she's also associated with business as well, or I associate her with business. So I think what's going to happen is businesses in Florida are going to quickly work out that this probably isn't a good idea. There's going to be quite a lot of emotions and their investments are going to be affected. So hopefully the policy won't last. We'll have to see, but it does not look good for Florida. Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, they're going to be facing some losses with this, more than things that they gain. We're having the burden, and who's going to be bearing the burden? The independent men. So I see that as the wealthy are going to have some difficulty because they're not.
Just Lena calling me.
Yeah, they're not going to have nannies. They're not going to have cooks. They're not going to have people to clean their homes. All of that's going away. So we have the fulfillment of the health. Looking at going forward, they're trying to figure out how to go forward.
Can you get in? You're not showing on my computer, Lena.
No, can't get in.
Sorry to interrupt that, Lady G. Lena's backstage in the studio, can't get in. All right, I'm going to see. Oh, you're coming on now, lady. You're coming on now. I'm going to add you.
Oh.
Be patient. My computer's slow. We'll get you back in. Sorry about please finish your point, Lady G. Sorry for interrupting. Please finish your point.
So, yeah, they're going to have to look at a way to go forward. Because they need the fulfillment, they need the health, they need the workers there. So they're going to have to figure something out. It's not going to work for them. When they find out they lose all their help, especially hotels, they're not going to have maids, they're not going to have, nannies, they're not going to have cooks, they're not going to have a lot of different things. And also, farm workers, etc. But you don't have so much of that in Florida, except for the oranges and that type of thing.
Course.
But
but the Republican voters too.
So it looks like Lena's being able to join us back in. But what is so interesting, isn't it, Lady G? Which is every nation on earth, we go through phases, streams. Migrant. It's the same. It's the same in the UK. It's same in the UK. Same in Europe and stuff like that. And when we think of how underappreciated migrant workers are, they're often treated poorly, with disrespect. People don't appreciate their work or pay them well. However, when they are not there, all of a sudden, it actually starts to become quite difficult to actually run everyday life, because there's this hypocrisy where so many people are using migrant workers in America and complaining about the border. And they're like, right, we want to be rid of these people. And it's like, well, who's going to now do that job? I don't see people from Wall Street who are going to be prepared to go out there in all weathers and pick lettuce and stuff like that. Many people don't want to do that work anymore, you know, and it's like someone has to do it. The UK, we had to change our immigration policy because remember, it was all like, oh, we're leaving. There was no one there to pick the fruits and the vegetables. Yeah, they started to rot in the field. We had to make exceptions. Yeah, and it's, you know, I think it's just reality. Hopefully Lena will be joining us soon. Apologies again, folks, for the severe technicalities that we're having tonight. Mercury slowing down, about to go to direct. You know, it gets a bit clunky. So let's move on to the next question. Lena's obviously trying to get in, bless her, and it's just taking so long. So let's just see here. Let's move on to... Now look.
Yes, I hear you, Lena.
Oh, is she in? She in?
We have stuff.
Perfect. She's not showing on my screen yet. How this is going to look back in the playback, folks, I have no idea. Yeah,
I see her on my screen, and you're not.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't see Lena yet. Yeah, can you hear me?
This is crazy.
Some Florida D saying Lena is having difficulties with Mars retrograde. Mars isn't retrograde, but he is debilitated at the moment. Mercury's just shifted. He should either be going direct now or very soon, but this is always the tricky part. Always the tricky part. So it's obviously affecting Lena as well. So let's go on to the next question, and hopefully Lena will arrive with sound to maybe be able to pick up on this question. Okay.
You can hear her, but you're just not seeing her, but she is here, and I hear her fine.
I'm here.
Oh, I can't hear Lena at all. I've still got the hamster wheel. So but it means she can answer. So let's see what happens. Yeah, okay.
She's talking. She's talking, but you know, you're not hearing her.
All I'm getting is this.
I'm gonna have to be
not the real
Hoagie.
Yeah, you're going to have to interpret. You're going to have to interpret.
Yeah, but I need to read the question. I'll read the question, and then Lena, Lena can answer because it will probably be seen live. Yeah, because I can't see. Literally, I can't see anything. It's just black.
Can you tell him?
Okay, so Barb Bedford says, watched Joe Scarborough host a panel on the rise of the religious right in the USA in the last 50 years. The guests were saying that 43% of the US is now in this category. Wow. They are deeply entrenched in partisan politics, economics, and justice. This activity by 43% can push the country deeply into fundamentalist. Oh, and then it goes ... So I think that what they're asking is, what effect will this alleged 43% that are going to the far right have on America? And what I will do is, while you're answering that and while Lena's answering, I might leave and then try and join on my computer, on my other laptop. Yeah, let's see if that works.
Why don't you go first, Lena?
Yeah, let Lena go first, and I'll see if I can work some magic in the background.
If I'm not talking,
so basically, it's the future. It's weird. So it's basically the evangelicals and how the MAGA right are going. So let me look here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's very, very vengeful, right? They don't think anything through. It's all done on impulse, you know, as it's going. On the one hand, it seems to attract people sentimentally. Basically, I can talk for 6 hours on why working class men not having jobs affects everybody, but I won't. So, but this is the emotion. It appeals to the emotion. It sure as hell doesn't appeal to the intellect. But people are starting to move away from it. Others will stay with it, particularly those running it, because there's money to be made from those emotions. But I think they're going to go between now and 2024. There's going to be a light shone on some of their corrupt financial dealing. It's right next door to the money card. Yeah. So that's me.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and go. At the center of it, we have their arguments, and that is what is at the heart of it. But underneath of it, the foundation, this is going to be short-lived. They've got just a short window of where it's going to work for them, because this is, they want to buy and sell everything. But it's going to cut when it comes to government.
Yeah.
And then we have, this unhappiness with people. It's going to be an overwhelming bouquet of unhappiness, and it's going to be the struggle that we're dealing with. It's going to be a difficult time for them. So they may have some short-term success, but it's not going to last.
Wow. My goodness. Okay. Am I safe to speak?
Yes. Lena has been. I have finished. The floor is yours, Hogarth.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my other computer to load up. I'm having extraordinarily weird stuff happen with my stuff. But anyway, let's go. Okay. So in regards to this far right stuff, yeah, about 43% of, USA doodahs, etc. Look here. Here's the GOP and the far right. Literally, look, just holding everyone hostage. Yeah, it's almost like that's all they're interested in, tying everyone up with their whatnots. However, we also know when it comes to, it's the Eight of Swords, isn't it? We also know when it comes to the Eight of Swords, this is often a predicament that person or persons have put themselves in. Yeah. The politics, the media, and the news have been pumping out far right rhetoric, for years, and now it's here. Yeah. All of the cray is here. So we're having to deal with it. And my other computer is just setting up. So hopefully I'll be able to drop out after my answer and then come back in. Here, look. The Lovers returns, but look, it's in the obstacle position. This is about fateful decisions. It's almost like half the population has just decided to wed themselves to the cray of Duck L'Orange. Yeah, I always just keep thinking of that song. And look, it's the Lovers. Slave to Duck L'Orange. Ooh, na na na, yeah, Duck L'Orange. Someone was telling me they sang that song and put Duck L'Orange in, and the cat started singing along as well. So in many ways, I see this as the partnership that has happened between the electorate, certain elements of the electorate, and the far right. Yeah, and they've decided to go for this. But look, swords again, Nine of Swords. This is causing huge headaches, anxiety, and stuff like that within the country. It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. Look at this, swords again, 10 of Swords. So you see, I've had the 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords all in the same spread. This, of course, it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal, but it's not just the likes of Trump betraying their own country. That's obvious. What is really, for me, the betrayal is this people going along with it. It's not in anyone's self-interest. Someone says I call BS on the 43% or whatever. Remember, I'm just responding to the person's questions. I'm not been able to verify this for myself. But let's just say it's certainly around 30%. That's what most of the pundits seem to agree on. And it's, for me, this is almost like the betrayal of democracy. It's like decency itself has been stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to end on the CNN kind of thing, so let's not maybe get too much juice on that. But there are issues. Outcome card. Look at that. 5 of Cups comes back. Yes, so difficulty, disappointment. I don't think this is going to help anyone. Anyone that's voting for this, and they're thinking that they're going to do great out of this, because this is what I suspect. Yeah, they're like, yes, we're going to do great. Everyone else is going to be thrown under the bus, and we're going to become kings again or queens again. You know, it's not. It's not. It only benefits those that are putting forward the policies that are against your own interests. You're going to be serfs. Yeah, you'll barely be allowed to serve at their dinner tables. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to work out. I'll leave it there. I'm going to try and log in on my other computer. Lady G and Lena, please take the floor as I try and log in elsewhere.
Yeah, Lady G, I wanted to say too, I agree with the viewers who are questioning.
Do you want to just talk about that point?
Yeah, Lena's talking.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, and the number probably is much more, as around 30, 35, but it's so loud and so vocal, and it scares this other 20% into thinking that there are so many of them, and they're not. They are a minority.
Exactly. I think they just make more noise. That's all. And so people are, and they want to hype up the fear factor and the drama. People take a pill and just relax. And, this is going to move forward and we're going to come out of it. But they're shooting themselves in the foot at every turn. They're getting more and more radical with what they're putting out, and people are just coming to the end of the tether with it. So
yes, I think so too. Wow. And
this meeting isn't even showing. Is Lena still talking? Sorry.
Yes.
Well, no.
Yes. Attempting to.
Attempting to. But I think in a way their own numbers will inevitably shrink, because if you're young and queer in the back blocks, you're no longer isolated from global youth culture, and other issues too. So I think this is sort of like the death throes, I feel, of this hyper Christianity. They're fundamentalists. And fundamentalists are a problem, whatever the flavor.
Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst. So I agree. I think it's going to come to its end. People are going to wake up and get a little more grounded in reality. So we need it. We need it.
Yes. And it keeps them voting these emotional issues. Oh,
I think I've managed to get it working on the other one. Let me leave here.
Okay. Bye. See you in a
We'll say bye. Oops. Let's see what happens now. It's all a mystery tonight, isn't it?
It's been crazy tonight. I feel like a traffic light over here. I need a red one and a green one.
Go. Yeah. And in the comments here, people are saying, yes, Gen Z are moving right away from this stuff. They're not getting sucked into it.
Yeah, the worst is that fundamentalism, the Christian nationalists. I call it the evil angel squad, because they keep saying,
that's a good one.
It's 180 degrees away from what he was teaching. So, they need to read their Bible. That's all I can say.
Well, that's the other thing they never do, Reid.
Exactly.
Like, hey, do we have liftoff?
Yes.
Yay.
I am back.
I don't believe it.
What a horror show.
Oh, no. This one will go down in the books.
You know what? I'm not even going to use this camera. I'm just going to use my bitty, rubbishy, whatever camera.
Do that. Because it's working fine.
Yes, whatever works, okay?
That was an ordeal. Sorry, folks, but such is life. Sorry, Lena. I didn't even realize when I was moments when I may have been talking over you, because I could literally, I had the wheel and it was just blank. Any road, the show must go on, folks. The show must go on. So did you get your responses in and everything? Are you ready for the next question?
We're all cool. We're ready for a new question.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then we'll see if we can fling in a bit of Shakespeare as well. Why not just jazz it up even further? So we did that part.
Someone is saying that my hair reminds them of Haight-Ashbury in the 60s. Yes, it was pro time.
Yes.
Back then. Although their afros were like this, major.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting Barbara Streisand vibes, actually.
No, people have
that was the comment too.
Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, I'm thinking about, but oh, here we are. So let's see.
It's just fun. Okay, I'm liking it.
Yeah. It's great.
Actually, we went through quite a few questions, actually. So the Super Volcano will have to leave because obviously I don't know what's going on with that. Jean Carroll.
Yeah, and I'm out of touch with New Zealand news for this week. I'll be back in the bosom next week.
Yeah, a lot of them, when I look here, many of the questions are linked in with that CNN whatnot. Do you know what? I think we'll have, what's this? Is McCarthy going to drive a sword into the heart of America? Oh, here we are. Let's look here at a question in from Pat French. She said, is McCarthy going to drive a sword into the heart of America? Who owns him other than Trump? I think that's a fair question.
Oh, there's a juicy question.
That's a juicy one, isn't it? That one just leapt out at me.
Yes. Who owns McCarthy?
And then we'll get Shakespeare's opinion on McCarthy as well, because I don't think we've done McCarthy yet.
No, I can't wait.
I can't remember if we have.
Who owns McCarthy? Who owns McCarthy?
Pat French. Is McCarthy going to drive a sword into the heart of America? Who owns him other than Trump? Great question.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, yeah. All right, I can go if you like.
Go for it.
Okay. Here's the first card on McCarthy, and we have the devil. Right? It's textbook.
Yeah.
There he is chained. Often the devil card in this sort of context is to the Yeti.
Look at my first card as well. Wow.
I love it. Meanwhile, he's pretending to be a normal person when he's actually just a hate-filled. He's not the brightest guy in the world, I don't think, either, McCarthy. And he just wanted to be Mr. Middle of the Road, but he's got swallowed up by the big money, but also pentacles and values. So to me, this is both the money that somehow has come his way and the values of MAGA, being held by the MAGA values as well. Where does the money come from? I think from somewhere else over the water.
What's your card, Lena?
This one. Yeah, this is the Three of Wands. Is that
Three of Wands?
Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, yes. Here it gets interesting too. Things are speeding up for McCarthy, like I think at a pace that he won't be able to handle. But the final card from the Italian deck, Falsita. He is a false man. Ooh, there we go. That's what I got.
Lady G, what do you have?
Okay, well, going into it, we have wanting to get to smoother waters, or somebody that is promoting a certain mental attitude for those of wealth, the rich ones, and a bouquet, doing what they want for the wealthy. He's been seduced by the wealthy men of power, into walking the back road. Okay, dark back road. And I think it could be some of it. Now, this is sometimes my card for America, but it can be Russia as well. So we have that convention of going elsewhere. So I would say more than likely it has to do with foreign powers, that he's been seduced and walking the dark path for a foreign power. Okay.
And you got the Emperor there as well, which is sometimes my Russia card as well, you know. I mean, we all know we've been saying, you know, Russia, but I mean, the connections are pretty obvious, and I think a lot has come out of the wash. There's a lot that's
so much has happened. It's easy to forget that weird thing right at the beginning of Trump, maybe 17 or something, where those GOP people all went to Moscow. And since then, this weirdness has accelerated.
So Jenny W. Russia owned condos in Trump Towers. Fair Isle, Florida have just been searched by FBI. Russia.
Yes, Sunny Isle in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Well. Okay.
What have you got, Hope?
Oh, absolutely. So we've mentioned Kevin McCarthy, and immediately 2 devil cards.
Yeah.
And I got in the first position as well, isn't it? Isn't it extraordinary how this works? But it just shows, you know, spirit. So, of course, we know what this is about. It's about vice. Essentially, it's about vice. It's about being compromised. It deals with addictions. It deals with feeling chained or attached to some kind of entity and codependent. But remember, folks, now look, I apologize for my rubbish camera, but at least it's working. If we look here, the chains around these people are loose. Yeah, they're loose change. They can free themselves at any point, but they feel obligated, invested. So, of course, this is obviously the card of corruption, intrigue, and all of the soiled underpants and skid marks of politics. Yeah, you know, I mean,
thanks for the visual.
Because I mean, this is what it is now, isn't it? We need bleach, bleach. You know. And what other cleaning products and hydrogen peroxide and probably hydrochloric acid and other things as well, because these people are just beyond. But here we are. If we look here, Knight of Wands. Passion, impulse, moving forward. However, this is come in the obstacle position. It's one of the fastest cards of the deck. You could say maybe the second slowest after the Knight of Swords. But if we have a fast card in the obstacle position, what does it mean? Slowing things down. What has McCarthy done since he's come in? He's thrown glue into the mechanics.
Yes.
That's what he's done. Sand and glue. That's what they've all done. And then now we've got DeSantis, you know, that the ridiculous man. Well, I mean, at least the DOJ have moved reasonably swiftly. I mean, obviously he's going to do all of his, you know, do his tangos and sambas, you know, whatever to try and stay where he is. And of course, McCarthy is desperate for his vote. Yeah. If we look, here he is in the middle. Look, playing footsie, quite literally. Here he is. Now we know the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about juggling things. They're literally quite juggling things, but it can deal with manipulation, but it deals with budgets. It can literally deal with juggling a budget. This is the debt ceiling. Yeah, this is him playing footsie with the debt ceiling, ready to hurl America and the world upon the churning seas. Yeah, of the markets. What's the likely outcome of that to be? Look at this. 5 of Pentacles. This guy needs to be, someone just needs to lock this man in a cupboard and just put him somewhere or down a deep, dark hole. This is the threat, guys. Yeah, this is, if we put this all together, we're dealing with someone disturbed and totally corrupt. He's trying to charge forward with a bonkers plan, which is basically threatening the debt ceiling, ready to turn the whole world and the USA economies topsy-turvy, which could leave everyone out in the cold. And not only that, the cuts he wants to make will what? Increase poverty. They affect the poorest in society already. Yes. There they are here. So what's the outcome? Look at this. Pentacles again, but 3 of Pentacles this time. Now, we know when it's the right way up, this is about harmony and partnership and working together on projects, negotiation. But when it's reversed, it means what? Corruption, dark money. Yeah. He is totally compromised. I think it will come out at some point. A lot of these people in the GOP, it will be revealed. There will be tangible, irrefutable evidence that they've been corrupted. And they have literally tanked or attempted to tank their own country for personal gain. It's just disgraceful.
Disgusting.
Ladies, what would you like to add to that before we ask Shakespeare?
Yeah, we've got to go to the Bard.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do the Bard.
All right, let's do the Bard. And I think Lady G, it's your turn this time to call.
Okay.
So let's see what the Bard... Have we done Kevin McCarthy before?
I can't remember. We can do it again.
Yeah, let's see what the Bard thinks. Okay. Mighty Bard, with thine words illuminate our minds from way beyond the grave and your immortal words. All right. So, Lady G, tell me when to stop and we'll see what the Bard thinks. Oh. This is interesting.
You have to read it again. Start it again.
Oh my God.
It froze.
Oh, did it freeze? I've not spoken yet.
We're back.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? All right.
We're back, so you have to read it again.
I've not read it yet.
No, I haven't heard it. No.
Right, because I've not read it yet. I'm about to say. I just went, oh my God. Yeah. So this is what the Bard has to say.
Where's your crystal ball?
I know we're all having Mercury retrograde moment, everyone, folks. It's all getting a bit. This is what the Bard has to say. You talk greasily, your lips grow foul. Yeah? And that's from Love's Labour's Lost. But look what's on the next page. Thou sodden-witted lord, thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows.
Oh, remember I was saying I don't think he's the smartest tool in the shed. Yes. And here we have it from the Bard's lips.
Yeah, because McCarthy is so obsessed. He's so lost in his ego. He cannot tell up from down. So I'll just read again. You talk greasily. Yeah. Your lips grow foul from Love's Labour's Lost. You talk greasily. I think that's perfect, isn't it? And then it says on the next page, thou sodden-witted lord, thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows.
Never a truer word.
Yeah, from Troilus and Cressida. So there you go. Yeah, that's the Bard's opinion on McCarthy. And again, it's another perfect fit. He always hits the ball out of the park, doesn't he? Old Bard, you know. Right, so someone's saying for entertainment purposes only. I think it's time, because it is going to take a little bit more time, and thank you everyone for all your questions, but I think we should give a little bit more to this whole CNN marketplace shindig, which was basically a Trump orgy. Yes,
it was.
Your thoughts, ladies. Lena, go for it. Then Lady G.
Who thought it'd be a good idea to put a 30-year-old pretty little thing in front of Trump? Who thought of that instead of some crusty old journalists, you know? So they threw her to the wolves, you know.
Totally.
And then where did they get that audience? You know.
Do you know, they said they got some of the pundits on the other channels have been saying, well, clearly they got that audience from the Mar-a-Lago car park.
I think so. Oshka. Yeah. And CNN's trying to defend it. That makes it a million times worse. A million times. What do you think, Lady G?
Yeah, what do you think, Lady G?
Oh my God, it was insane. It was insane. It was just him out there with his, playbook of the rally gone amok. That's all. It was the rally gone amok with his drama and the Poor Me saga and the usual stuff that he always says, just a skipping record. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. He's you know what, this person, before we pull cards, and what's been interesting for me have been the reactions on the other channels, to what happened at CNN. So what the consensus seems to be, or now look, these of course are rivals, they're rivals. So of course they're not necessarily going to say nice things, but I think they made a good point. They said CNN with that, what is he called? The new director, something Licht.
What?
Chris Licht. I think his name's Chris Licht is the new director. They said this was just a ratings grab.
Yeah.
Allegedly, according to the other pundits. They said it seems to be clear now that CNN is going in the direction of the right and they're looking for ratings and money. Mm-hmm. What I didn't know was that the woman that interviewed Trump, what's her name? She's called Caitlin Collins. That's it. She used to work at Fox. I didn't know that. She used to work at Fox. No. They showed footage of her repeating a lot of Trump's
Well, she never left. Darling, she never left.
Yeah, no.
Is all I can say about that.
But yeah, just as a little eye-opener, folks. Yeah, if you have a little look around on the channels, they've got footage of her. I literally saw it myself. I was like, oh.
The ugly thing, too, I think, is CNN could have got ratings through the roof and done a better job. People would have watched it and fewer people would have turned it off. Dina in the comments is saying it was a rally and CNN wants to be the new Fox. There you go.
Yeah.
Nobody asked any questions. It was just, a rally with his, 1,000 dramas that he puts out.
Yeah. And one of the pundits said, I think it was, what's his name? Medhi Hassan. I like him. I like watching him from time to time.
He's fabulous. Love
him.
Yeah.
And he made a really good point. He said, first of all, obviously Caitlin Collins was thrown to the lions or whatever, which was obvious. But he also said this, and it's very true. He said, never, ever do a live show with Duck L'Orange. You don't do it, because the word he used, which I thought was delicious, very accurate. You ladies may have heard of this already, but it was new for me. And he said, when you go live with Trump, what he does is something which is called gish galloping. You get gish galloped, and it basically means when you're a person just literally bamboozles you, throws you under the bus, lies, and just because he's a showman.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
She got gish galloped. Yeah, she got gish galloped, and then there was the laughing, and you're just thinking like, wow, this guy was just found liable, to of course E. Jean Carroll. We'll get onto that as well. And that audience laughed. Now we know it's a partisan audience, but where does it show the state of things that he's even a candidate? But we'll have to see. So shall we pull cards? Shall we pull cards to see what the outcome will be or the effect will be for CNN? Yeah, for doing this, indulging in such.
Are we doing a one card?
Oh, what do you want?
Yeah,
we could do. Actually, time's getting on a little bit. Let's do a one card pull then. But then I want to do a full.
I like the one card because it's very concise.
True.
Yes.
We'll do a one card
and then
pull.
You've got another question.
Absolutely, because we need to know to see how this will go forward for Trump and how this may have boosted him. Okay, so CNN, the prospects for CNN since doing this. And how it's gone down. One card pull.
Juniper's Tarot said that the audience was terrifying. Yes, I agree. Yeah. CNN, hold on. Oh.
Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
I priestess.
Right.
And
Look
you
at that.
queen, I think.
So, Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Well, traditionally, secret agendas, keeping things under wraps, they just blew it all out of the water in one decision with that debate. They would have been more successful to do this more subtly over 6 months or a year. And they threw everything at this one. And so their secrets came out. This is where they're going, why they can't be trusted.
Yeah. Lady G.
Well, I think, they wanted to hold on to things, but I think that they're going to have difficulty holding where they're at. I think they're looking also for somebody behind the scenes to be paying out, like what's her name, the one female that's so egregious behind the scene that pays all this stuff. What's her name?
Rebecca something?
Rebecca Mercer.
Yeah, looking for, ones like Rebecca Mercer.
Yeah, they're looking for a sugar mama. Well, look, here's my card here, Knight of Swords. So you know what? They just rushed for the ratings. They were like, "Yeehaw! Let's ride a horse into this." Yeah, sword off, ran into a car crash, because what they've done is it's like you said. They should have tried to boil the frog slowly, and what they did was they just threw the frog into the pot and just cranked up the heat. They threw the lobster into the hot water and was thinking that nobody was going to notice. Yeah, like when you pull a move like that, CNN. Yeah, when you're that aggressive and you give a platform to Dr. Ranch, who just gobbled it up, enveloped everyone, shone like the sun, was given incredible oxygen. He was given everything that he wanted. I mean, if there's one good thing that came out of that, which is one of the things when I was looking at the other pundits, and what they said was this: they said, Ron DeSantis, you try and go up against that guy, you're going to get chewed up. Everyone is going to be thrown under the bus now, because he's been look, the only true and consistent way to deal with a narcissist is to ignore them. It's the only thing that consistently works. What they've done is he's burst into flame. Whether we agree with what his things are or not, obviously we don't. It's not the point. They've given him the platform, and that's what they've done. They've rushed in. I think they've been hasty, brash, and I think they've blown their own cover. I think they've blown their own cover.
That's the vibe I get very strongly, because this is like the second or third incarnation of CNN. When it started, it was a fresh, independent, good quality journos from different countries. Then it went downhill after the Afghan invasion. And then there was all this embedded reporters and stuff as a political movement, and it went along. And then it became a commercial identity, just like so many others, where it's been hanging, where it's just ads connected with the odd soundbite. And so now this is like the next incarnation.
Yeah, I think
it's not it.
Exactly. Let's close the show with seeing how all of this platforming, this oxygen that they've given to Dr. Ranch, let's see how that will affect him in terms of becoming like the nominee for the GOP. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the race, but what's the energy? How will this help or hinder Dr. Ranch? Let's have a look. Let's do a full spread on this one so we can get the breadth, and then we'll close. Ooh, wow.
Oh,
two
what
cards.
fell out?
Look what jumped out. Look what jumped out.
My God.
Trying to get away with, I mean, spying the camp.
Yeah.
Let me shuffle them back in.
Look.
Literally out.
So let's help him. Where
Orange.
is he at?
How will this help or hinder his campaign to become president? Full spread.
Yeah. Oh, I hate this.
Oh, you're doing a whole pull?
Yeah, we need a whole pull on this one because this is deep. This is deep because this could change.
I can just crack on while you're pulling cards, like Lady G. Yeah. So, this was a boon, strategic boon for him. I don't think his people particularly, they were probably really worried about it, etc., etc. But there was definitely manipulation there. But I think people loved it because it was a self-selected audience, so it's not an issue here. People loved it. They loved the emotional message that he seems able to convey, like all the great carnival barkers of all time, you know. And unfortunately, I think it gave him a boost.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be enough for anything down the track. But the question was related to how did that work? He came out on top of that debate and that scenario. Ooh.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, going into it, he thought this was resourceful in what he was doing, you know, juggling this, going out there and putting out his spin. But at the center of it, he's planting seeds, but it's not going to be a great harvest with it. And the challenge is him, again, trying to put that energy out there to control the situation. But the good news is at the center of it, it's not going to bear as much fruit as what he's hoping, you know, with getting elected, etc.
Yeah, it might peter out. Shall I read? Anything else? Shall I read?
No, that's it.
All right. So remember what we were saying last week, and this is how I'm hoping it will come out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know how dreadful DeSantis is. I mean, at least there's a chance of entertainment with Duck Larange. DeSantis is just this empty void. I can't even begin to describe.
Yeah.
He's just weird and scary. This is what I'm hoping may happen. Duck Larange will be selected. Yeah, because who else is in the race? And just tear them all to bits. And hopefully he can get DeSantis out of the way. And then hopefully maybe the wheels of some kind of more accountability will take him out at the last
minute. That's exactly my preferred scenario. I'm sure all of us share a version.
Exactly. As terrible as Trump is, he is a known. We know what he's about.
Yes.
DeSantis, oh my God. He's just awful. So here we are. So Duck Larange went into this, wanting to play, basically not wanting. Oh, what's happened?
What?
You're fine.
My screen went blank. Oh my God.
We see you. We see you. We hear you. Right. You're
good. My screen just went blank. So here's Duck Larange. I think when he went into the meeting, look, he's obviously like, look, I don't want to lose any ground. Yeah. He's obviously not wanting to lose his position. He wants to maintain it and stuff like that. So here he is clinging on to what? His old tunes. Yeah. There he is holding on to his own tunes, his own stance, not wanting to lose any ground. Yeah. What did he do? He came out with the same old messages. Yeah. Same old messages. But again, he puts a twist on it. He puts a riff on it. He doubles down. He makes it more bombastic. I mean, one of the things that he said that was so outrageous, and it made me laugh with not even wanting to. And she pulled him up on a question. She said, when you were president, you said that the debt ceiling should not be played with and it should never be used as a bargaining chip. But now you seem to be advocating for, us defaulting on our debt and everything like that. what's changed? Why are you doing that? And he's like, because I'm not president anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he just said, I'm not president anymore. So now I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can?
Yeah.
You know, what else can you say? It's just, there's no disguise.
Yeah.
Here he is. What this has done, this has, at least for now, we'll have to see what happens over the next few months, but this has definitely energized his campaign. Look at this. 8 of Wands.
Yes.
Moving forward. What's the 8 of Wands all about? Speed, passion. Wands of passion, going ahead. It's to do with business. He's going to be able to fundraise off of it. It really was a boom. Here he is and his team. This is Duck Larange clanging away, at his old
Apprentice.
You know,
he's apprentice. He's up to his old trick.
He's up to his old tricks, and he's going to raise money off it. He's going to, you know, and look at the outcome card.
Right.
Look at that. 10 of bloody cups.
Yeah.
He gets the 10 of cups. For him, I think when he went in, he was more like this, and of course he ended like that, and it ended up being a triumph for him. He got to say whatever he wanted. He defamed Jean Carroll again, and she might be suing him again. But the point is, they gave him that platform, and he lapped it up. He's a circus act. You can't. He's like a stand-up comedian. You just can't. And
I'd like to share a comment here from Gary in the comments. John Malone is the devil that run Time Warner, CNN's parent company, and he's another Harlan Crow. So keep that name out there, John Malone. So does that mean, Gary, that he's taken over CNN now or something?
Yeah.
And we had another comment that came through that was great. That Steve Bannon, that Bannon's office was raided when he was on air by the police.
Yes, I saw that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I would love to see that one. I'm going to have to look for video.
But again, I'm sorry, but find out when the man's on air. Don't do a live raid when he's on air and he can tell his people, you know, this is the deep state coming to get me. I mean, that's just dumb logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with these people?
Yeah, so interesting. Linda Bishop here. So some people are going over the Bard's old hits. So the Bard said previously that MTG is a bed roller. What he actually said was he said she was a bed presser. Just so you know, bed presser. But it's the same. It's the same shtick. Right. Can you believe it?
Gary.
The time has gone. That is bona fide the hour there. Sorry, folks, that it was so choppy backwards and forwards. Part of it is that Mercury retrograde coming into the end. Part of it was actually just my sheer excitement over the whole Eurovision stuff, and it does actually, like, genuinely, it does affect. It's now I just affect a lot of electrical equipment and stuff. My friends tell me about it all the time, so I'm learning whatever. But we got through it. So, Lady G, I want to say thank you so much for your contribution, of course, and another wonderful, stylish look. And Lena, thank you so much for joining us as well here from Argentina and making that time. And next week, you're going to be in the air, aren't you, when we're on Saturday? Will you literally flying to Australia?
I won't be here next week. I'll be literally in transit. Yeah.
All right. No problem. So it will be a two-hand.
I'll be back from then on.
Wonderful. So it'll be a two-hander from Lady G and I. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for donations, questions. Happy Sunday if you're seeing us on Sunday. Don't forget to like and
thanks for hanging in. You know.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in with us. Exactly. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Press the bell notification. Of course, the ladies' links to their channels are in the description. I've also left in there. Some videos to some links that are links to some videos about reaction to CNN. And just to close, do you remember I was talking about unicorns? Yeah, I said there'd be something.
Yeah.
Now, did you see what the Eurovision entrant from Israel was this year? Did very well. She was in the top 3. Her song is called Unicorn. Yeah. Have a look. I will pop the link in the description of this, so you guys can see. Literally, her song is called Unicorn. So it did manifest and come true, just as I thought. All right, folks, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and we will see you soon. See you next week.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to everyone out there.
Ah, yes, happy Mother's Day, and thanks for sticking with us, folks. That was choppy. All right.